We need to do some voice recording.
Yeah.
Ha! Ah! Ah! I was in the States and I got this long ass audio message from Ollie Firrell of Victorious Sponge. We did a shoot for them, what, 4, 5 years ago?
Maybe even more than that.
7 years ago?
It was a long time ago.
They're still working on it and they plan to release it. And could I please do some pickup audio?
Yeah, that's it. He messaged me and then he said, can I have Chris's number as well so I can ask him the same thing? And so I gave him your number.
Yeah.
And then he messaged you.
And I said, sure thing, next time I'm on microphone. And this is the next time I've been on microphone.
I did mine the next day and here is some of the sounds that I made.
That's all they need is just, they need the effort sounds.
Fight sounds,
they need effort. So, yeah.
Ah!
Ah!
Wonderful. Give me some, I've hit you with some nasty attacks.
And just check the levels here. We're in a big wide room. We don't have... There might be a little bit of short echo on that. I apologize, Ollie. I think that's good.
It was good.
There, right?
We got a big selection. I love it.
We got some real good stuff.
It was great.
It got me thinking, though. Like, you after 15, 16, 20 years of doing stuff, you end up with, like, really weird things that you've... I did not remember doing that shoot. It had been so long and then it had never come out.
I had a conversation, funnily enough, with Andrew about it several months ago. We just were having a bit of a catch-up on Instagram.
Andrew's the other member of Victorious Sponge.
And it came up in conversation. So it was kind of not fresh in my mind, but, it had been in conversation for me. So I definitely, I have quite a vivid memory of that day.
But it's remarkable the things that you do, because there'll be periods of your career where you do like lots of things back to back, and they're like one day shoots, right? And then you forget about them. A year later, 2 years later, they're gone. I did a Barclays, I think it was Barclays. I apologize if it wasn't. It was one of the banks. A short series of like educational videos with Ollie White. I was like the angel of good sound money decisions. Invisible money angels. And we were like celebrating when our guy gets the right ISA or something.
Right.
We got paid for a one-day shoot in an office building in like Chelsea. And I got a message about that about 6 months ago from someone I went to university with who works at that bank and said, I saw you're still up. Your videos are still in the internal. They still come up from time to time. I see your face.
That's wild.
I don't know where they are. Remember all that stuff we did for the 2012 Olympics?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Where they flew loads of YouTubers in from different countries for the 2012. And we got tickets to random
we went to the
Olympics events. We did to the semi-final of the women's
football in 2012. Yeah.
With Megwin, the Japanese YouTuber. Mm-hmm. We did that exaballing.
That was so much fun. That was when Josh Sundquist was there, I think.
Yeah.
We met him, and I think Hannah Hart was there.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Was in the mix. Craig was around.
It was crazy.
Such a weird... We did loads of weird little shoots. I think we are in some of those other people's videos from that time. Probably. And we did the Ministry of Sound shoot.
I think it was actually my first paid acting gig. Was I did these like weird kind of educational tutorial type videos for Google, for YouTube.
Yes.
With cayenne, crab sticks, and Daniel J. Layton.
I
don't know if they exist now, if they
They're
live
definitely not
in the
online
ether
anymore.
somewhere. Yeah, I would not know where to find them. I probably wouldn't be able to.
I found like a day's worth of footage from that shoot,
Yeah.
from those tutorial shoots where you're wearing the jumpsuits.
Yes, we were wearing these bright coloured jumpsuits.
I've got one folder on a hard drive that I archived recently of stills and footage from that shoot.
Yeah, for
of
some
you
reason.
and Chris and
Yeah.
Dan and Kyan.
You weren't involved in it, but you might have just been at the YouTube space that day. It was the old YouTube space as well.
I was working in the next room in the edit bay doing editing for them for Google
Right.
at the time.
Oh, okay.
And I think for some reason the footage got one card of footage got logged onto my hard drive. Maybe they ran out of space or something. Or I was maybe I cut a little promo of it. So I wasn't the editor on that project.
Maybe.
But I found it. And like, I'm just going to bring it up. What's the statute of limitations on that? I'll just show it.
It was like 2012.
This footage belongs to Google, YouTube, circa 2012. But here it is. Here, look at these guys.
We got paid to do this. It was great.
So good. You know what else I found recently? I'm blowing up their spot. So you might, if you want any of this, you're going to have to go get it before they watch this, because they all, of course, all watch this podcast. Do you remember the multiverse? The channel, the funded channel, the multiverse.
Yes.
It's no longer on YouTube.
Really?
The whole thing. But you know what? For some reason, they put it all on Dailymotion. And it's still on Dailymotion. And I was scrolling through the multiverse. I wasn't really involved in the multiverse. We had friends who did stuff for the multiverse.
Yeah.
And then I found, and I had another one of these like, oh my God, I did that moments, was that Swedish show where they would bring in YouTubers and they'd interview them about films, and then they would dress them up and do like bad green screen comedy recreations of scenes from films.
I don't remember that.
I did an episode of that with Mandy where we did The Lion King. We dressed up as lions and like recreated. Mandy was like a sexy Nala. I was like, because we were talking about how unnecessarily horny she is in The Lion King. Pretty cringy, pretty unfunny episode of this weird low budget show that the multiverse did in the kind of back half of that year.
Wow.
And I'd forgotten we went to the studio, we were there for hours, we shot that, it went out, we promoted it, we tweeted about it. I had completely forgotten that existed.
I watched one of Kyan's the other day. I Am a Writer.
Yes.
In that he shot that in our house at the time.
I went down a weird Kyan rabbit hole.
So funny.
Recently.
I'm in so many of his. I was like his go-to for a while.
Where are you, Kyan?
I miss Kyan.
Where's Kyan?
Where are you at?
Where'd you go, man? We miss
Hit
you.
us up.